Investigating who else, Eric?
That's right. The federal authorities are now auditing the Super Sandy funds to see if they were misused, possibly, for those television commercials. The governor's office denies any wrongdoing at all. And not just the Assembly, but also the state Senate here has established a special committee. Senate President, Democrat John Sweeney, a long-time Christy Nemesis, issued a statement reading in part, quote, "There are still more questions than answers, and we cannot rest until we know exactly what happened in Fort Lee. We plan to work collaboratively with our Assembly colleagues and the committee they have created to get to the bottom of this as soon as possible." And it turns out that the chairwoman of that investigative committee, well, she happens to be the state senator who represents Fort Lee.
Well, thank you, Eric. It goes round and round over there. Like the Turnpike. Eric Shawn's there live in Trenton. So the company did the ad already came out and pushed back a little bit. They said we wanted Bruce Springsteen or we wanted Bon Jovi. We could not get either.
We got stuck with the governor and his kids.
But if you think about it, at the time, I mean, there's three of the biggest names in New Jersey. I mean, Chris Christie's popularity is well over 60, 70% at that time, too. So kind of makes sense why his family would be chosen. We'll see if there's anything to this over time.
Yeah, we're going to dig into that a little bit deeper with Howard Kurtz coming up in a little while. And in the meantime, the NSA reform panel that is set to testify in a rare hearing before a Senate committee today on dozens of recommendations for the agency's controversial spying program. A lot of issues have been raised about privacy, and this move comes ahead of a big speech that the president will give on Friday, where he says that he will reveal his reforms and changes to the NSA surveillance program. This is a very big deal. But what about this? A new study claims that the NSA has basically done next to nothing to stop terror attacks. Mike Baker is a former CIA covert operations officer, and he's the president of Diligence LLC, which is a global intelligence and security firm. Michael, welcome back to the program. Good to have you here today.
Thank you.
Let's start actually with this study. This study that was done by an organization called the New America Foundation that looks into the effectiveness of these programs. And you and I spoke about this just last week, and then this study came out that said that of the 225 terrorist acts or attempted acts in the country that they analyzed, the NSA played either no role or very little role in the uncovering of those plots.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things about this. First of all, the New America Foundation, which did this study, a key donor, a key supporter of the foundation is the George Soros's Open Society. So, there's an agenda before the report of this nature is produced to begin with, I would argue. And then, another aspect of this is, they talk about the investigations that they studied, and as you mentioned, over 200 of them. But if you drill down into the stats,